Hi, my name is Vicky, and this is my lovely wife, Kelsang. We both are from London. We have been together for 16 years.
17, actually.
17, okay.
You ready, Chow?
Well, yeah, let's do it.
We have a lot riding on today because we have been working on this for the past year, but we have been thinking about this for even longer.
Do you know what? Dragon's Den wouldn't be Dragon's Den without a toilet product, would it?
What is it, though?
You see that bit that sticks out?
Yeah.
You stick that.
Up your bum.
We just need the right dragon and investment to get everything running. I think because our product being a bit more sustainability focused, Deborah would be great. Hi Dragons, my name is Kelsang.
And my name is Vicky.
We are the founders of Chakao, and we're here today to ask for £100,000 for 13% of our business.
Did you know that it takes a substantial amount of water to make one toilet roll? We are cutting down millions and millions of trees to produce toilet paper and meet the global demand. Now, Dragons, when we go to the toilet, we wash our hands. Why not our bum?
In our travels, we've seen bidets being used a lot across Europe and Asia. However, we were surprised at the lack of its adoption here in the UK.
Our product can be fit into your toilet within 10 minutes, turning your traditional toilet into a freshwater bidet. We also have a travel bidet when you are traveling or when you're out and about.
So Dragons, we would like to invite you on this journey with us to fight against skid marks and help keep Britain's bottoms clean.
I would like to give you a quick demo of how the bidet works.
Seriously?
We won't be requiring any volunteers.
Oh.
A device for converting an existing toilet into a bidet, alongside a portable version for travellers, is the proposition from Biki Chetri and Kelsang Shakya.
This is our dual bidet. This one has a self-nozzle cleaning functionality. We also have the travel bidet. This is super easy for you. You fill it with water, then you have a portable bidet. Very simple.
Biki and Kelsang are seeking £100,000 in exchange for 13% of their business.
Can I just feel the strength of the
Yeah, sure.
on here?
Deborah, not on TV.
So what am I doing?
So if you press the hatch button and then just...
And then aim at... Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I see. Oh, right. That really nearly got me, you know that, in the face.
Their dragon of choice has narrowly avoided a drenching. But Biki and Kelsang are about to be deluged with inquiries.
So my first question, because you said it quite quickly because you might be quite nervous. What's your name?
Kelsang.
Kelsang?
Yeah.
And?
Biki.
Biki?
Yeah.
And the name of the company?
Chakao.
Chakao.
Yes.
Why?
So chak in our language means bum, which is Nepalese. So we just added an ow. So it sounds good. It sounds like a verb. You can use it to say, you know, did you check out it? Or do you want to check out?
I've got a better name for you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Butt straw.
Butt straw.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Do you prefer it?
Not bad.
Do you prefer it?
Yeah, no, I like it.
It's a spray. Butt spray would be better, no?
Anyway,
Butt spray.
Anyway, while they're discussing
Spray,
the names
butt
of
spray.
your product, let's get back to you. So, have you sold any?
Yes, so we are essentially pre-revenue, but we did do a soft launch in January, and we have sold around 53 units so far.
So you're still pretty much pre-revenue. Now, the first thing that strikes me, I see you've got the portable one, but the one on the toilet, does that have to be plumbed in, presumably?
No, so the bidet fits most traditional UK toilets. As long as you have the pipe of water that goes into the cistern, what we do is we just put the adapter on there and then direct the water flow, one into the cistern and one into Chakao. And I can do it in 10 minutes.
OK, lovely. How much would the fitted unit cost?
$69.99. The travel bidet is $29.99.
And what market? I mean, you're absolutely right. the UK really isn't necessarily a user of bidets. It's just not in our DNA and in our nature. So what makes you think that this is something that would be adopted by a nation that actually already is showing that they have resistance to using bidets?
So I think traditionally, most British people have seen the bidets in Europe. And we believe that because people don't know something like this exists, they don't even know what to look for. So a big part of our strategy in terms of marketing will be educating people about why they should use a bidet. It is more sustainable than toilet paper, like we've said. It is the more hygienic option, and we know wet wipes are really bad for the environment, clogging up the pipes and all sorts, but also cost-saving.
Vicky and Kelsang, hi.
Yes, hello.
It's an interesting product. I get the use case. Obviously, I get what you're trying to do. I'm not overly convinced about a bum spray, basically.
You will be convinced once you use it.
I think if you're in the situation where, you know, and I've been in that situation before. There's no bidet, but I'd go and get some tissue and put it under the cold tap or whatever, and then I'd wipe my bottom.
No one wants to know, mate.
Okay.
No one wants to know.
I don't want to know this. I'm sure nobody else does.
So you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
there's places where, you know, and you think, oh dear, okay, I need to clean up here. So you know, you're using tissue. You get what I mean.
What if the tissue breaks?
I'm not sure I'm going to walk into the toilet.
What if the tissue breaks?
What do you mean, break?
When you wet tissue and then you wipe your bum with it. So
It's
what
gonna
happens
leave-
if the
So
tissue
you're
breaks?
laughing, and yet you've done it before. So I'm not convinced I'm going to walk into the toilet with this.
It's more for camping, if you're traveling with kids.
Can I just ask, fellow dragons, would you take that into a toilet?
You know, what's interesting is the travel use case, I actually disagree with, because I think when you're backpacking and you have such limited space, you are going to go a little bit Bear Grylls. Do you know what I mean?
Which means you're not going to carry.
You're going to
things like this.
sacrifice luxuries
Yeah.
for food.
Is that would
water.
be a luxury, would it?
You'd put water there. You wouldn't put your butt straw.
So just to get back to your point about using a toilet paper to wet the toilet paper and use it, yes, we have all done that. The thing is, what we're also trying to say is toilet paper production takes a lot of water to produce, cutting down lots of trees for the pulp.
What toilet paper? I think
Yeah.
no. If we're going to look to try and cut out toilet paper, I don't think that's the answer. I don't think this is a mass market product. However, the other product, a retrofit bidet on an existing toilet, if it's as easy as you say it is to fit, I think it could be quite a good product to buy.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So guys, is that your painted design or is that off the shelving from China?
So all of the bidets are not our design. The
Right.
design already exists. So if you, I mean, we'll be honest, if you go onto Amazon, you will find bidet attachment like this
Yes.
on the market. And we have found that actually on Amazon, year on year, people searching for bidet or bidet attachment terms have been growing. So there is a market for it. It proves that there is a demand. What we are trying to do is we are trying to get to the people who don't know that this product exists.
You've answered my question. I'm going to ask another question.
Okay.
If it's produced in China, which probably is, once the Chinese get to know the market, they'll market that directly. Before we know it, there's 5 companies all selling the same at various prices.
No, I mean, we understand, but at the same time, what we want to do is, even though there are multiple retailers selling it on Amazon, the people who are already there, they are not doing the part of going out and finding customers. The products that are there are for people like us who already knew that something like this exists because we grew up using bidets.
Sorry, Tuku, can I just ask then, does that mean that the reason you're going to win is because you're going to be better at marketing?
Precisely. And also, we're going to be the first company to create awareness against toilet paper and educating people to shift from toilet paper habits to
So that's
bidet.
the entire game. You're saying
Yes.
the product already exists, it's not new, it's not proprietary.
Absolutely.
You're going to win because you're going to be better marketeers.
Precisely.
Have you got marketing in your background?
Not either of us, but we do have someone who works specifically in marketing and marketing online.
For me, it's terrifying when someone comes into the den and say the reason we're going to win is purely based on us being better marketeers, but yet both people that stand in front of me are not marketeers. That is your entire business as you proposed it. I think what's going to happen, if I'm being completely honest with you, is I think you're going to waste a lot of money trying to build a brand. The only way you wouldn't waste that money is if you had something that was really defensible here in terms of patent or IP, but you don't. So it's just a price war. It's a marketing game. It's a horrible game to be in. It's a horrible game to be in. So I'm going to say that I'm out, but I wish you the very, very best.
Vicky Kelson, the problem I think you're going to have is you need to spend advertising money in changing customer behaviour. So you need to raise awareness for this, then you need to change customer behaviour, and you need to spend money on doing all of that before you can spend money on converting them to want to buy your product. Honestly, I think you are going to be pushing water uphill with a fork. So I won't be investing and I'm out.
Guys, I think you're great, but you haven't thought this through. I can assure you, if somebody wants to buy this, they'll Google it and they'll do a price comparison and they'll see the same product, cheaper. The consumer is savvy. You cannot pull the wool over their eyes. So for that reason, I'm out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Vicky Kelsan, I think you've got something with that. So I would urge you to go away, see if you can get one of the big players to take that on. You know, go and talk to the people at Homebase, B&Q. You can do that yourself and see whether it starts to sell and when you get some traction. The bum spray, manual bum spray, I think it's, you know, it's an interesting product, but I'm not totally sold on it. So sadly today, I'm going to have to say that I'm out.
Thank you.
But I urge you to go and carry on with that product.
Thank you very much.
It's interesting. And one of the issues which you haven't mentioned, which I think is probably one of the biggest issues, is space.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
A bidet
Absolutely, yeah.
requires, it's like
Yeah.
a second toilet, isn't
Absolutely.
it? And actually, you know, where accommodation is generally getting smaller,
Absolutely. Yeah.
this could well be the answer. But your ask is quite chunky for £100,000. This isn't a punt. This is a business that you need to have demonstrated today. This is a business that has a really clear future going forward. Yeah. And I still sit with this concern that somewhere in our DNA, it's just not our behaviour. It's just not the way British people behave or the thing that they look to do. And therefore your job of convincing them that they need to change something really fundamental is going to be enormous.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, £100,000 feels like a serious investment. On the other hand, it is nowhere near enough. And I'm afraid it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel good to me as an investment. So I won't be investing. I'm out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck with everything.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Sadly for Bicky and Kelsang, they must leave the den empty-handed. But despite their failure to secure a deal, the couple remain convinced their B-Days will be more than a flash in the pan.
We did our best.
We did our best. They're going to regret.
They have done well, but yet they've got a long way to go, haven't they?
Way.
Anyway, I'm going to go and give this a go.
Are you?
Yeah. I'll tell you if it works.
Get on.
Hello, my name's Guy Sandlowski and I'm joined today by Shiv Sivakumar and we're the co-founders of Omni. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, good. I feel better that we have Ben with us.
Me too.
Right, Ben?
We both are a little bit pet obsessed, I'd say, especially dogs. I love dogs and it's really at the core of what we're doing at Omni.
Formulated dog food. Got some here. Would you like some?
No, please, I wouldn't want to eat yours.
Doesn't smell great.
Oh, it's being so much.
There's a dog coming. There's a dog coming.
Dogs are the best. Dogs
I mean,
the
they
best.
are. They
Like,
are.
if you're having a bad day, you just go and say hi to a dog and you feel, or at least I feel better.
Yeah.
And we feel so lucky to be dedicating our careers to helping pets in general, and of course, dogs are included in that.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Shiv Sivakumar.
I'm Dr. Guy Sandalovsky.
Together, we're the founders of
Omni.
We're here today asking for £75,000 in exchange for 1% of our business.
I'm a small animal vet that's been in practice for just shy of 10 years, and I've seen a number of nutrition-related diseases in our pets. At Omni, we believe that novel proteins, like those derived from yeast, pulses, algae, and soon lab-grown meat, can be healthy and as delicious as traditional meat-based diets.
In just over 2 years, we've generated £2.5 million in sales, and over 80% of our customers are subscribers. We'd love for a dragon to come on board and bring the benefits of Omni to more pets across the country.
My own Black Labrador, Bondi, lived to 17 years of age, and I would have loved to bring him here today to show you how much he loved our products. But sadly, he's not here. But instead, we've invited his best pal. So, Ben, would you like to come out?
Ben was already focused on that.
Bless it. Here, Ben. Is this Omni food?
A vet-formulated take on pet food, containing plant-based and alternative proteins such as lab-grown meat, is the offering from Guy Sandalovsky and Shiv Sivakumar.
Is that dog inhaling or eating that food?
I would say a bit of both.
They're asking for £75,000 in exchange for 1% of their company.
I'm afraid you have finished that bowl of food now.
Yeah.
Guy and Shiv's product may have gone down a treat with Ben,
Thank you so much, Ben,
Thank you.
Mary.
Thanks,
Really
Ben.
appreciate it.
but will their company's hefty price tag prove as palatable to Peter Jones?
Can't not but ask my first question with the valuation straight away. Not often I do, but obviously it's quite striking. 7.5 million valuation, 2.5 million of sales over 2 years. So talk me through the last 12 months.
Well, the last year, we did 1.2 million in 2023. This year, we're on track to do 3 million with a gross profit of 1.5 million and a net loss of £290,000.
Net loss of 290.
That's right.
So 1.2 million last year.
That's right, yeah.
So 7 times revenue is your valuation.
Yeah.
And what's the forecast then the next 12 months?
So in the next 12 months, we're expected to do £5 million in sales with a gross profit of 2.5 million, and we will also make a profit in the next 12 months of £300,000.
And what's taking the what's the reason for going 1.2 to 5 million? What are you doing to do that?
We've just secured a new line of funding as well for the business. So we've secured nearly £2 million of funding at a valuation of 10 million. So we've come in here giving you a discount on that valuation because we value that the Dragons can
Sorry,
bring
what's
more
the 2 million of funding?
From additional venture capital funds and high net worth individuals who are investing now.
And you're offering it to us at 7.5?
Yeah.
Wow, shouldn't we be so lucky?
Guys, I'm assuming the 1% is for my other dragons, and I'm in for 30% because I don't get out of bed for 1%. You know that.
We've heard that, but we feel that we've validated our concept. We feel that
You validated a lot of losses. I know that. What we haven't established is you're doing this turnover, how you're doing it, where you're doing it. So how are you getting your sales?
Yeah, so 90% of our revenue comes from our online store, and about 10% come from Amazon.
So online, average basket value is how much?
around 45 to 50 pounds.
And your cost of acquisition?
Around 40 pounds.
About 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Is that good business?
The lifetime value of our customers is incredibly long.
Can I tell you something? I've all that jargon was great over COVID. Lifetime value of this and that. Online is down generally.
Can you tell me what I'm interested in lifetime value because I think that's really important. So would you mind finishing that sentence about lifetime value?
We've been running the business for nearly 2 years, and we've always managed to maintain a customer acquisition cost of about £40. And over a 2-year period, we're seeing a £400 lifetime value of our customers. That's because we're holding on to a lot of people who try the food.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I was about to say that's absolutely
That's
brilliant.
fantastic, Tuka. Turning 40 quid into £400.
That's just in 2 years. So I think if you have a dog and you find a diet that works for them, in theory, you will continue to feed that for the lifetime of the pet. So let's say that's 10, 12 years on average. 400 is actually not very much. It's just 2 years. Consider 12 years.
But you are paying, because all due respect, guys, you're making 3 million turnover, 1.5 million gross. You're going to end up with 291. So where's the 1.2 going in your overheads?
The majority of it is fueling marketing, because we understand this is a game where you have to invest a lot to educate the customer, to make them understand about our products. They come on board, they love the food, and they stay with us for years.
So all this talk about finance is not surprising. It's quite a punchy valuation. I get where you are. Actually, one of my most successful businesses came into the Den with a plan to say, you know, we're spending a lot of money on marketing because we're going to own this marketplace. So I completely get that. I'm not saying I agree with your valuation, to be clear, but I do understand that you've got a reasonably clear space in front of you, and you need to make sure you own that space, because this is becoming a very interesting space. So there are going to be a lot of people trying to own it. Right. I think I just heard that they're now, for the first time ever, using lab-grown meat in pet food.
Yeah.
You're using it. Was that you that I read the article on?
It might have been us.
It would have been us.
Interesting. So what is lab-grown meat?
So imagine a chicken breast basically growing in a vat, and you just cutting off chicken, and that chicken breast just keeps growing and growing and growing. You never have to slaughter or rear livestock. You can just use that as a virtually infinite source of meat. So that product there is our first kind of iteration of that, and it's actually a cat food product. You know, we know that dogs can thrive without animal proteins, but actually cats, being obligate carnivores, do seem to require certain nutrients that you can only find from animal tissues. And that's why we're using that protein source for that product. And, you know, as one of the first movers in this space on that, we've applied for a patent for that formulation. You know, we do lead with science, and we intend to continue that line with our other products. I don't do it all alone. We work with Nottingham Vet School, where I trained. We work with several consultants and experts in the field.
Guys, hi.
Hello.
Can I just say you have presented exceptionally well. So
Thank you.
Thank you. We're definitely really nervous.
well, you should have been coming in with a £7.5 million valuation, knowing that was the first thing you were going to get hammered for, and you've kept your cool really well. So what's the runway look like through to exit?
Yeah, great question. So what we see as a long-term sort of exit pathway is to become a very attractive target for a bigger pet food company within the space.
What does that mean then in terms of exit? What is that exit? What does that exit look like?
In terms of
timing and value?
We're expecting a 3 to 5 year period. In terms of value, we're looking at least a minimum of 30 million of sales when we would be a target for an acquirer.
So 30 million, so in 3 years you'll be doing 30 million of sales.
That's right.
And selling for how much?
Roughly, let's say 5 times multiple at least.
5. But your multiple today is 7 times.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that's
I think that higher
that's
multiple...
quite unattractive.
Guys, if you think a dragon's been particularly vicious, you can tell them that they're out.
I get really, really annoyed when people overvalue their businesses. I really do. I could sit here and say so many great things about what you've done, and yet I can't get my head around the response to the valuation and the exit value. So for that reason, I'm going to say that I'm out.
Guys, look, I've given you a hard time. That's because the valuation the way I would value businesses, if I took your metrics, I'd be a multi-billionaire. You're delusional about what this is really worth. So I'm out.
Guys,
Hi.
let me tell you where I'm at. I absolutely love the business. And more than anything, I think you two are absolutely outstanding. I also don't think that your valuation is obscene based on all of the justification that you've given. But realistically, and I look at this and I wouldn't be motivated to be involved in your business for 1%. I would be wanting at least the 3 or 4%. I don't know that I love it enough to be putting 300 grand in to be justifiably buying that sort of space. So I'm just going to declare that I'm out.
Thank
So
you. Very
best of luck.
Thank you.
So, guys, I love it. I like you. I think you've been pretty faultless so far in terms of how you're approaching a market. It's a new market. You have to educate people. You need money to do that. But you're in there early. You've got an open space. So I think you are really impressive. And I'm not doing this. Of course, it ticks a lot of my boxes. So you won't be surprised to hear that I'm going to make you an offer. And I'm going to offer you all of the money. I'm going to ignore your current valuations because I'm going to make my own valuation. And I want 3% of the business.
Thank you.
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you.
I have come to learn in the Den that there's kind of two central things that form my investment thesis, which is the product and how much I'm passionate about the space and how much I can relate to the problem. The second one is the entrepreneurs. Because different entrepreneurs could have walked through this door with the exact same product, and I would have valued the business entirely different if I didn't think the two people stood in front of me were killers. And I've come to learn from my Dragon's Den investments that have performed exceptionally well that the single most important factor has actually been, are they killers? And I think you guys are. So I have to try and invest in this business. I have to. So I'm going to make you an offer for all of the money for 3% of the business as well.
Can we have a moment with the wall?
With the wall.
All right.
The £7.5 million price tag hasn't prevented the entrepreneurs from receiving 2 rival bids.
That's basically the 2 dragons that we wanted.
But Deborah Meaden and Stephen Bartlett both want 3% equity, triple the amount originally on the table.
Shall we go back to them and say, would you be happy to share it and negotiate them down? Yeah, okay. Okay, let's say. Thank you both for the offers. We would love it if you would both consider an investment into Omni together. Is that something you would be open to?
Certainly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we would ask, would you be able to come on a slightly lower percentage to share that? We would ask if you would consider 2.5%.
1.25 each, is it?
We need to have a conflab.
Find a spare page. So they're saying 1.
To be honest, it's still a fair deal. It is a fair deal. What? Yeah. God, you're good. Right. Steve, I don't want to speak on behalf of Stephen, but yeah, but we've just had a chat and so yeah, that's the answer.
You got a deal.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Success for Shiv and Guy.
Very
Really
excited.
appreciate it. Thank you.
out now and relax.
Yeah.
Their valuation may have polarised the Den, but ultimately the duo have secured the backing of 2 top dogs.
Oh my God. Wow. I don't think either of us knew what to expect, did we? Like
No.
we hoped we would get a dragon and to have 2
And
with
the
us.
ones we came for,
Yeah.
the ones we wanted, it's amazing.
Great deal based on backing those 2 individuals.
It's a great business, it's a great space and 2 really, really good entrepreneurs.
Bye-bye, Dan.
Wow.
Feels a bit surreal now we're here.
It does feel surreal, doesn't it? Hi, my name's Jake, and this is my partner Faye, and we both live in Devon. We've got this.
We met on the bus on the way to college.
They were lovers.
Jake took the mick out of my socks, and yeah, we had mutual friends in common, and it sparked from there. So we're here today presenting to the Dragons our invention to help encourage people to save bees.
Do you know what? I was thinking of getting bees at home.
You're thinking of getting them? Have you got them?
We've had them for ages, but they were taken out by the wasps. Wasp wars.
Bees are such an important part of our environment, and we are so passionate to present this to the Dragons. We think it's definitely something they're going to want to invest in.
Hello, Dragons. We're buzzing to be here today. My name is Jake.
My name is Faye, and we are the founders of BeeVibe. We are here today asking for £80,000 in return for 8% of our bee-saving business.
In 2018, Faye and I were on holiday in Cornwall when we came across a tired bee on the pavement. There were no flowers nearby, and I recalled my grandma's advice on how a drop of sugar water can give a tired bee a boost. We quickly made up a solution at a nearby cafe, and to our amazement, the bee took a few sips, buzzed its wings, and flew away. In that moment, we felt like heroes.
Inspired by that spontaneous encounter, we started learning about bees and the challenges they face. A bee's main food source is flowers, and since the 1930s, the UK has lost 97% of its wildflower meadows. 35 bee species are currently under threat of extinction.
That is why we invented our flagship product, the Bee Revival Kit, a keyring containing a small bottle of bee food syrup for the next time you see a bee in need.
Our product range is expanded to include bee hotels and bamboo keyrings, all hand-assembled in our Devon-based studio.
To date, we have sold over 116,000 keyrings and generated in excess of £1 million revenue. Now, we'd like to expand our impact by growth to the US and European markets, and we'd love for you to join us on that mission.
We have created some bespoke samples for you and welcome any questions you have. Thank you.
Loving all the bee puns.
Love all the...
An emergency pick-me-up for pooped-out cross-pollinators is the core offering from Faye Whitley and Jake Powell.
Exciting, thank you.
The couple are seeking £80,000 in return for 8% of their bee-related business. But will the Dragons share the pair's passion for all things apian?
Jake, Faye, I'm almost buzzing already myself. Really good. Wow. So is this basically like it's a defibrillator for bees?
We get bee CPR quite a lot, yeah. It is, you know, it's a drop of sugar and water in an emergency when no flowers are nearby, which is unfortunately more often than not and very common in cities.
Until you said the numbers, I was genuinely thinking, OK, that's quite niche. And then you say, we've generated over £1 million. That's crazy.
Obviously, people love bees as much as we do, which is great.
So just take me through that. So when did you sort of launch?
So we registered the business in 2019, and in that year we turned over £21,000 and 3,600 net. Year two, we turned over 121,000 and a 58,000 net. Year three, we turned over 251,000 and a net of 127. In year four, we turned over 237,000 with a net of 39. And the year just gone, we've turned over 447,000 with a net of 88.
It's a really wonderful thing you're doing. I think we all understand the importance of bees for the broader ecosystem, so it's a really wonderful business. How does this become a big business? So much so that it can be an investable business that delivers a return? Or is this not something that you want to become a big business? And do you have a different vision for the future?
Yeah, so our growth so far has been really organic, people sharing videos on social media, and we've spent like nearly next to nothing on marketing to our community base. And we just feel with like a really great marketing strategy and a distribution model into the US and Europe that this business and its impact is really scalable. And that's our dream for it, really.
Okay, and what do you want? What do you want out of life from this business? What is the big ambition, the big goal?
Personally,
Yes.
yeah, we just really wanted to make an impact. I always dreamt of running my own business, but I want it to be paired with something that really meant a lot. My previous career was in fashion design. I worked for a number of companies on the high street, and I loved my job, but I wanted to do something that had environmental meaning. And so it fulfills us so much. And the bigger I watch it grow, like the prouder I become of us and the community that we've surrounded with it.
Hi. So you probably know I've kept bees.
Yeah.
We have probably a dozen species of bees in our garden. So I'm not going to ask you a lot around the why.
Yeah, okay.
I get it. Totally get it. And actually, there is a massive market in the US. The US has lost nearly half its population of honeybees last year. So I completely see where you have got lots of opportunity. Do you think you've reached a plateau in the UK, or do you think there's areas of growth within the UK?
I think there's still areas of growth in the UK because, as Faye's mentioned, like the growth so far has been very much organic. And if we can implement a strong marketing strategy on social media, I think that's going to help blow it up a lot quicker.
So do you see that in selling more product or expanding range, or both?
Both.
Yeah.
And do you have ideas for new product range?
Yeah, we do. So they're all along the lines of bee saving specifically, staying to our niche, but also expanding the range of getting people outdoors, you know, putting on that backpack, laying down your picnic blanket, sitting in nature. Like, I do think that this could grow into like a garden and homeware range, as well as being a saving the bee kit.
How's the garden and homeware? I'm a bit confused. It would seem weird to me that Beevive now becomes, you know, a bench and a parasol.
Yeah, it's more of like accessories.
Yeah, so bee-themed accessories as well.
Books.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
I really want to write a bee handbook.
We have had that in the pipeline.
It's interesting. When you pitch to investors, there's a couple of motivators on this side of the fence. And those motivators, I break them down as reward and ideology. But what you're leading this pitch with is ideology, which is doing this is good for the planet, doing this is good for the bees. The part that I'm missing is the reward part. So the reward for us as an investor, outside of ideology, outside of it's good for the bees, what does that reward look like, in your view, for us as investors in 5 years' time?
So we have forecasted ahead if we were to receive the investment.
Okay.
So next year we would be looking at turning over 800,000. The year after would be 1.2 million, and the year after that would be 1.6. You would make your money back within the first 12 months, and then beyond that would be how big we could scale it together.
I'm kind of thinking, you know, I'm sitting here, it's like a Jerry Maguire moment. It's like, show me the money, show me the honey. It's kind of where this business could go. It feels quite sort of cottage industry, quite niche, quite small. I can see you getting to this sort of 800, 900,000 in revenue, which is great. But when you look at your forecast, you just added 400,000 a year for the next 3 years. So being as nice as I possibly can, it doesn't feel that well thought through. So I'm sorry that I'm going to say that I'm out.
The issue I've got is I just don't feel like it's right for you to give any of your business away. But I think what you need is you just need a little bit of help and support and direction in the right way. You don't need, and better still, you don't want an investor. Because as soon as this becomes about an investment proposition and about profit and cash returns, it'll take away from what you're trying to do. So I'm actually not sorry that I'm going to tell you that I'm out, but I wish you all the best in moving forward in the business, because I think you're going to go and do some great things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, I'll tell you where I am. I love the pair of you, but do I want to go on this journey with you? This is your journey. And that's what I'm questioning. Your passion for this is so great. But I think that if I invested, I'd want to be too involved. You'd want to kill me and say, Tuka, why are you getting so busy? Why we're doing very well the way we're doing it, you know?
Okay.
You know, and for that reason, I don't see me fitting in to your passion. So I'm out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tuka. Thank you.
I think what you're doing is fantastic. And I would bet so much on you continuing on the trajectory that you're on and doing a world of good in the process over the next 10, 20 years. Whether this is an investment for me is another question. And I've kind of arrived at the conclusion that it's not an investment today, but I'm so glad that I got to learn about the importance of bees in the broader ecosystem from you. So thank you so much. I'm going to say that I'm out and I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You see, I think I'm often saying to businesses that we need to redefine profit. Profit to me is the outcome we want from a business.
Yeah.
And that has to be, there has to be cash profit, otherwise you don't have a business. It is a charity. But you can also say, these are the things that I want, and I want to help bees, I want to raise awareness, I want to make money out of it, and that to me is how profit should be defined. What is the outcome we want from this business? And you won't be surprised to hear, I love what you're doing. I don't think you need an investor. But I'm going to make you an offer. And it's not an offer for all of the money. It's not an offer for any of the money. It's an offer to say that I would be devastated if I sat here and I let you go without saying I could help. So I'm not going to invest. I'm very, very happy to help you find your way into those foreign markets and also expand within the UK.
Oh, that's amazing.
But I won't be, I need to say those two words, by the way, where there's no getting away from it. So I'm afraid I won't be investing. I'm out.
Thank you.
Okay.
What a great offer. Well done.
Dragons. Thank you so much.
I'll see you later.
Yeah. Thank you.
Faye and Jake haven't managed to lay hands on a dragon's cash, but still exit on a high, having secured an invaluable offer of help from the den's very own Queen of all things green.
Oh, there's a lot of emotions, but yeah, really happy. Really happy. They just all really got the business and they saw our passion.
They don't want investors in their business. That is a great offer.
Well,
Very happy
I'm
for them.
excited for because they have got opportunity in the US, absolutely.
It was really special that Deborah put forward that offer to help us without asking for any of our business. It just shows how much she really cares about creating an impact.
USA, here we come.
Yeah.
My name's Will Little and I'm from Exeter, Devon. I'm going on Dragon's Den. I'm going on Dragon's Den. Don't screw it up. Don't screw it up. The nerves either haven't kicked in fully yet or this is the level. Either way, it's I'm feeling good. I'm groovy. I'm 40. I'm groovy, baby. Oh, God.
The spoon is the only coffee machine you'll ever need.
As in what, you take like a spoonful of it, put it in a cup and then pour hot water in?
Yeah.
God, that's genius. Somebody needs to come up with a powder that does that.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be called a long time ago instant coffee.
Instant coffee.
Did it?
I think there is a lot riding on today, but I am ready to face the dragons. Yeah, we're ready. A couple more sips of coffee and I'll be good to go. Hello, dragons. My name's Will Little, and I'm the Managing Director of Little's Coffee. I'm here today to ask for an £80,000 investment in exchange for a 2% stake in my business. Little's is a challenger brand on a big mission to get people drinking better coffee. High street coffee shops are exploding with a huge selection of flavour trends and innovation, but we're here to show you can have a coffee shop experience at home for a fraction of the cost. You don't have to spend £5 in a coffee shop, and you don't have to settle for less, especially when it comes to instant. Now, where did this all start? Well, our journey started over 35 years ago when my parents first dreamt up the idea of making flavoured coffee. They were inspired by coffee roasters they'd encountered on their travels around California. Now, since then, a lot has changed. And I'm really proud to say that we've got national distribution in Tesco, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, we're on Ocado, and you can find us in numerous independent retailers as well. Now, the job isn't done yet. We need a dragon to help us navigate through that next stage of growth and help us on our mission to get people drinking better coffee. Thank you very, very much for your time. I do look forward to answering your questions, but I think first we better taste some coffee, right?
Yes,
or maybe second, you should tell us how much you're looking for.
Told us.
80 grand, 2%.
Where was I?
I don't know.
Just
Where
dozed
were
off.
you?
You need a coffee.
I think you need a coffee, Peter.
A range of flavoured coffees, available with the beans ground, in capsules, or as an instant, is the offering from Will Little. He's seeking £80,000 in return for a 2% share in his family business.
Each one of you has a different flavour. Stephen, you got caramel because it's a really kind of Gen Z-y, very popular flavour. Like
He's not a Gen Z, he's a millennial. Don't let him fool you.
Stephen Bartlett might be older than he looks, but none of the dragons were born yesterday, as Will could be about to discover.
Will, I'm intrigued by your family business. What is the family business?
So, yeah, my parents started the business in the late 80s. My mum's Finnish, my dad's American, and the business was actually started in Finland. In 1995, we moved to the UK as a family. Now, like any good son, I had absolutely no interest in the family business whatsoever. So instead, I fled the nest to go and pursue my own career in the creative industry. But I came back into the business in 2010. I felt that I really felt a bit of a duty, really, to kind of take on the family business.
And what was the business turning over at that point?
600,000, 500,000 when we first came back. So since then, we've been working really hard to kind of grow it, expand it, and now's a really good time to really go hard.
And what I see a variety of different products here in front of me. I see some jars, I see some pods.
Yeah.
What are all these products?
So the smaller jars are the flavoured instant coffees. Now that's nearly 50% of the business. So kind of, you could look at the business and sort of split 50-50 into flavoured instant coffee and flavoured Nespresso capsules.
So how big is this business?
So last year we turned over £4 million, just over £4 million. And so, you know, we have an ambition now to get to 10 million pretty quick.
So could you give me the last sort of couple of years, just so I can see the growth profile of the business?
Yeah, for sure. So like I said, last year turnover was 4 million. The year before that, turnover was just under 3.8 million. And the year before that, turnover was 3.5 million.
I rarely see a business that has this kind of growth profile, which is pretty flat.
I agree.
It's very rare to see a business that's at that 4 million level, but did 3.8 the previous year and then 3.5 the year before.
Sure.
How do you explain that?
So what's happened is we grew quite rapidly from 2019 to 2020. But since then, some of the bigger brands came into the market and have put on the shelf competing products. And that's affected rate of sales.
And what are your sales channels? Where are you selling?
So we are 100% retail.
How come there isn't a D2C business here?
There is, yes. Our online shop accounts for about 8 to 10% of our revenue.
I'm shocked, frankly, that it's not bigger.
Well, it's still £350,000 a year turnover, so you know it's something we haven't focused on too much because our energy's been going into try and make it work in the supermarkets, which is where I think the main battleground is, frankly.
Will.
Hi.
Interesting. Great looking business, to be honest, at the moment. And it's your real name? You haven't changed it by Depol?
No.
Will Little?
Yeah.
Fantastic. You've got it to 4 million.
Sure.
What's holding you back, in your opinion?
Recruiting more customers. We need to do more marketing. This is now not about organic growth anymore.
OK, this is why I asked the question. My immediate instinct was the brand. And this becomes a big issue for you because this is the brand of Little. This instantly doesn't tell me what this product is at all.
Sure.
And to put Little out in the market and resonate with a consumer as a coffee brand,
yeah,
I think is your biggest challenge.
Okay.
However, the great thing about that is that can be immediately turned on its head with a very, very clear message out to the market. So it's how can you turn little into, when I think coffee, I think little.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
About the name, you know, it's difficult because you get to a point in your business where it's too late to change the name.
Yeah, I don't agree.
I think it gives you loads of opportunity.
It gives you almost 2 decades of story and romance, right? As a family business.
Can I just say, hang on, we're going down a road that you totally are just jumping in
Yes.
on my boots. So
Yes,
shut
you're
up
right.
for a minute.
Aren't we allowed to do that?
No, you're not, because you've completely misread what I was saying. What I'm not saying is to change this brand at all.
Sure.
What I'm saying is that your issue is the brand at the moment because it's not well known from a consumer perspective. And I also went on to say, before you jumped in, Dragons, that actually that's something that you need to work on and change. And I do not think for 1 minute you should go down the route of changing this brand. I think it's the specific thing that you need to think about is how to put this name into the market so that when people think little, they think coffee. If you work that out, I think you have a glorious business opportunity here globally.
Look, putting the coffee to one side,
Sure.
by the time you get a dividend, how many years' time do you intend to do 10 million?
The original plan was by 2027, which is a little bit ambitious.
Ambitious.
Yeah, so we know that that's probably not likely. So we're looking at the next 4 years.
4 to 5
if
years.
everything-
5 years.
4 to 5 years, yeah.
So within the next 5 years, I'm probably not going to get my money back.
No.
No. So basically, I've got to take a longer term view on this.
For sure.
For that reason, I'm out.
So I really like it. I think the coffee world gets lumps and bumps of innovation, but it's actually quite slow to, I think, talk to the generations coming through. I think it just sits there and expects to sell. So I think it's quite exciting when you get somebody who looks different, you know, and tastes different. And I love Little.
Right.
You've absolutely got something to hook the conversation on, which is, you know, I think is great. So you won't be surprised here, I'm going to make you an offer.
Okay.
So I'm going to offer you all of the money. I want 4% of the business.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it has blown my mind a little bit.
Wow, that's punchy. Yeah, that's the way to set the tone there, Deborah.
Yeah, it's what I do when I want something.
yeah.
I can tell. Do you know what I'm really impressed with? You've taken that big step from the business that your parents have had, probably as a lifestyle business, doing well and giving them a good income, and you've had bigger ambitions for it.
For sure.
And I like that a lot. So I'm going to make you an offer.
Ooh, okay.
I'm not going to lie, Deborah's was punchy.
Okay.
I can't quite get to where she's at.
Okay.
But I would offer you all of the money at 5%.
Okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that as well. That's...
The journey you need to go on is a journey that I've been on several times. And there's a certain element of fortune when you catch cultural zeitgeist in the way that this brand could or could not take off. We've done that a few times in several cases. I'm on the board of a company called Huel, who's managed to catch culture and accelerated that to a $250 million business. I think I'm the perfect dragon for this business. I can't say it in any other way. So I'm going to make you an offer.
Okay.
I'm going to offer you all of the money for 7.5% of the business.
Greedy.
Gotta know what you're worth at the end of the day. This is part of the den, isn't it?
Okay.
You've got to know what the business is worth.
You gotta know what you're worth.
I know what I'm worth.
What's your reaction to that offer?
It's a lot. It's more than I would be comfortable giving away. So I've got some tough decisions to make because I've got a
Wait for Mr. Jones.
very compelling offer here as well.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Because you're in a good situation here. It always gets competitive in the den.
Yes.
And that is because you have something very special here. I've tasted that coffee, and I have to say, that's the best tasting coffee I've ever experienced.
Wow.
I think it's first class. I also do think that this brand could be the biggest brand in coffee in the world, globally.
Okay.
And I own a company called Localized, which takes big brands and small brands around the world for e-commerce.
Okay.
So from a D2C perspective, I can absolutely nail this for you globally without you having to spend any money whatsoever.
Okay.
I also think that Deborah has made you an incredibly good offer, and we have a few things together. Sometimes joining up with Dragons is better.
Okay.
So I'm going to offer you all of the money, the 80,000,
Yeah.
for 4%.
Okay.
But I would urge the fact that to ask the question whether we'd be willing to share, because I would be willing to share with Deborah if Deborah would be willing to share with me.
Peter, I'd be very happy to share.
So 2% each, 40,000.
We'll go to the wall.
Yes.
We can make it mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go to the wall and think about
I
it?
need to spend.
Let me say something to you before you go to the wall.
Okay.
There's a reason they teamed up. There's a reason. You know what I mean?
The
And
reason
so-
they tip.
so I let you guys speak. Please let me finish what
Yeah.
I'm saying. What I'm specifically saying is the unique skills you need to scale this business.
Yeah.
They cost millions and millions of pounds typically to D2C brands like this to acquire those skills. I can bring those skills into your company. You know, there's never been in the Den's history a product that is more well suited for me than this, and that's why they teamed up.
Do you want to go to the back of the wall and have a chat?
I'm just gonna talk amongst yourselves.
Sneaky, sneaky people. Sneaky people.
Will has 3 competing bids to consider, with Stephen Bartlett offering £80,000 in return for 7.5%, Sarah Davies demanding 5%, and Deborah Meaden and Peter Jones teaming up to table a joint bid of 4%, closest to the 2% equity originally on offer.
Okay. It's quite simple. You guys' offer is unbelievable. Stephen, I hear what you're saying. 7.5 is too much. Is there anything you can do to look at bringing that down?
You've got is that counter offer?
Yeah.
What sort of percentage?
5.
Done.
Stephen, I'm gonna accept the offer.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
A surprising turn of events, as the lowest bidding and longest serving Dragons lose out on the deal.
I'm gonna have so much fun working with you.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for the trust.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done, Will.
His business may be little by name,
Mind blown.
but with Stephen Bartlett's backing, Will's profits could be on the verge of becoming extremely large.
My mind is entirely blown. I hadn't really considered what might happen with the offers, and that's just, that's blowing my little mind. I'm so over the moon.
I think that's brilliant.
So do I.
He's
Well
going to
done.
be, Stephen, he's going to be great. You had to drop to get that, but you've got a cracking business there.
Yeah.
Next time.
It's great seeing you both do some work for the first time.
Well, I don't know what it is, but I love it.
Have you not seen flowers before?
Sorry, I was nodding at him. I probably need to nod at you.
I love it.
The business or the product?
Yeah, good point.
Oh, I've invested in a brolly company.
Good God.